Christmas has come and gone, leaving behind memories of joy and renewal. Over 1,360 babies were born across South Africa on this day, a testament to the resilience and dedication of healthcare workers. Yet, beneath this heartwarming narrative is a story that demands urgent attention. Among the mothers welcoming their newborns were teenage girls, some as young as 13 years. While the number of teenage pregnancies have decreased from 145 in 2023 to under 90 in 2024, the very existence of such mothers raises questions society can no longer ignore. What are we doing to protect the youth? How have we allowed children to bear children? To know more about this story, stay tuned. Welcome back to the Fraud News channel. I'm your host, Boss Robert. Thank you to those who have subscribed to the channel. I appreciate your support. To those who haven't, please click the subscribe button to show your brother some love. Back to the story. Before we delve deeper into the story, let us watch the following video.
From Mpumalanga to Limpopo, and to this disturbing story now, a 28-year-old man has been arrested on a charge of statutory rape. His arrest was a response to an incident involving a 13-year-old girl who gave birth at the Sisheho Hospital on Christmas Day. Soon after the alarming event sparked public concern, Limpopo Premier Dr. Poppy Ramathuba praised police for their prompt response. For more on this, let's now cross to our reporter Katleho Nyoni, who is standing by with Limpopo Provincial Police Commissioner. Katleho, of course, this is a disturbing story. The 13-year-old girl being one of around 90 teenage moms who gave birth on Christmas Day. Again, putting that highlight on just how prevalent teenage pregnancy is in this country.
Certainly, Unati, quite a scourge. The birth of newborns, particularly on a day as special as Christmas Day, is meant to be a joyous occasion. However, in our country, that occasion is marked by the scourge that is teenage pregnancy. Well, like you said, disturbing news of a 13-year-old giving birth, being one of the 31 teenage mothers in Limpopo alone who gave birth on Christmas Day. We know that immediately following that discovery, a 28-year-old suspect was arrested. Limpopo Premier Poppy Ramathuba there welcoming the arrest and also thanking the South African Police Service for pouncing on the suspect. However, Unati, there were 31, and as you, in Limpopo, and as you pointed in the intro, 90 overall in other parts of the country as well, painting a grim picture about this particular scourge that is teenage pregnancy. What will happen to those other men that are impregnated, these teenage young girls? Let me bring in the Limpopo Provincial Police Commissioner Thembi Hadebe to tell us more about this arrest. Thank you very much for your time today. Grim and rather shocking news of a 13-year-old who gave birth as one of the teenage mothers on Christmas Day in Limpopo, one of 31. What sort of what additional information can you tell us about this case and this arrest?
Katleho, thank you very much, and blessed festive season to you and your listeners. I must say, it came by surprise that a teenage girl of 13 years was hospitalized due to pregnancy. As a result, she then gave birth on Christmas Day. The matter was then brought under our attention. Our FCS, who is working tirelessly in the province, ran with the case immediately. And yesterday we managed to arrest the suspect. We also opened the case, assisted the victim to have the case opened and registered. And we are sure that this suspect will face the law at the end of the day. I must indicate that it transpired that the mother to the victim was not aware of the pregnancy. According to the interview, she only became aware 3 weeks ago, and unfortunately it was the time this girl had to be put to bed. We also find out the mother is working in farms. You can see that these are children who become vulnerable in the hands of people who take advantage to them. When we interviewed this girl, he indicated to us that the person who impregnated is working somewhere in one a local restaurant within Pulukwane, and that's when our FCS went there and impounded this man. I want to send a message to women who leave children. Yes, though we understand they leave them to go and look for better opportunities to feed their families, but at the same time they should not lose sight to keep tabs of their young girls, particularly the young girls in the province of Limpopo, are severely affected by this scourge. We are picking this trend again that on Christmas and New Year's Eve you find young teenage girls who are pregnant, and when you follow up, these girls are pregnant by elders who are over age, and definitely we want to put a stop into that. This case is setting an example, and I must promise all those that runs for young girls and taking advantage of them that we will not rest until we find them and arrest them, because I don't think to a 13-year-old girl you can find a woman there at the age of 28 years. A 28-year-old must go to his own peers and look for a relationship, not to a young girl who does not even have a choice to say yes or no. So I'm sending a message to every perpetrator or every person who contemplates, or anyone who's actually saying and is involved with a young girl, that is a crime in South Africa.
Teenage pregnancy remains a pervasive issue in South Africa, with nearly 1 in 4 girls becoming pregnant before the age of 20. On average, 365 teenage girls give birth daily, with approximately 10 of these births to girls younger than 15. These pregnancies distract education, perpetuate poverty, and place young mothers on a path of immense challenges. Although the decline in teenage pregnancy is promising, it is not a victory, it is a reminder that much work remains. Efforts to combat teenage pregnancy have yielded some results. Comprehensive sexuality education in schools, the establishment of youth-friendly healthcare services, and the public campaigns promoting contraception have made a difference. NGOs like Love Life and Soul City, in the partnership with the government, has played a pivotal role in equipping adolescents with knowledge and resources. However, these interventions only scratch the surface. Cases involving girls young as 13 expose deeper systemic gaps in education, parental guidance, and societal protections. One story from Limpopo during this Christmas period highlights the tragic vulnerability of young girls. A 13-year-old girl gave birth at Sarah Hospital, and her case revealed a shocking reality. She was impregnated by a 20-year-old man who has since been arrested on charges of statutory rape. Limpopo Premier Dr. Stanley praised law enforcement for their swift action, but this case is emblematic of a widespread issue. Girl's mother, a farmer, was reportedly unaware of her pregnancy until weeks before the delivery. This lack of awareness underscores the precarious position of children in vulnerable communities. These girls often lack proper parental supervision due to socio-economic pressures, leaving them exposed to predators who exploit their circumstances. The Premier and SEPS have vowed to ensure that perpetrators face the full extent of the law. But the question remains, how can society prevent such tragedies from occurring in the first place? Addressing teenage pregnancy requires collective effort of various stakeholders. Religious leaders have a role to play. Faith-based communities hold significant influence over societal values. Religious leaders can advocate for abstinence, of fostering moral responsibility among young people. However, they must balance this message with practical guidance on reproductive health to ensure that adolescents are adequately informed. Parents have also a role to play. Open and honest communication between parents and children is essential. Parents must take an active role in monitoring their children's activities and guiding them through the challenges. Economic hardship may demand long working hours, but these cannot come at the expense of neglecting emotional and physical safeguards for their children. Communities also have a role to play. Society must create environments where adolescents feel supported and safe. Addressing gender inequality, reducing stigma around contraception, and providing mentorship opportunities are crucial. Law enforcement and government also have a role to play. The government must enforce laws against statutory rape and expand access to healthcare and education. The arrest of the 20-year-old perpetrator in Limpopo is a step in the right direction, but more proactive measures are needed. Law enforcement must investigate all cases of teenage pregnancies involving older men to hold predators accountable and deter future crimes. The ongoing debate between abstinence and prevention is critical in shaping strategies to combat teenage pregnancies. Abstinence offers a holistic approach aligned with many cultural and religious values, eliminating the risk of both pregnancy and sexually transmitted diseases. This is the approach that I firmly support, though not entirely practical given the status of the world we live in, where morals have been thrown out of the window. As the proverb says, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. But given the moral decay of our society, where few people follow cultural and religious teachings, but are more influenced by Hollywood and hip-hop culture, in a world where parents are no longer available for their kids, in a world where the so-called adults are the ones taking advantage of our children, promoting abstinence alone may leave young people unprepared for the real-life situations. The community, schools, parents, politicians, religious and cultural leaders, and the government in large should work together to prevent teenage pregnancy. Some people advocate that teenagers should be given comprehensive sexual education and access to contraception so as to equip them with practical tools to make informed decisions. I strongly oppose this view. as it is not a solution. It is dealing with the symptoms of the problems, and you only encourage teenagers to engage in more sexual activities under the guise of contraception protection, which in itself is likely to cause more problems than being a solution. I believe teenagers should focus more on their education and talent development to prepare themselves for their adulthood. The case of a 13-year-old mother is not just a tragedy. It is a wake-up call. It highlights the urgent need of the systemic changes to protect South Africans' youth. Every case of teenage pregnancy represents not only a personal crisis of the young mother, but also a societal failure to provide adequate support, education, and protection. The decrease in teenage pregnancy is encouraging, but it must be treated as a foundation for more robust effort, not a signal to relax. Parents, religious leaders, educators, law enforcement, and policymakers must unite to address the root causes of teenage pregnancy. Together, we can create a future where every child is protected, empowered, and given the opportunity to thrive. Teenage pregnancy is not just a health issue, it is a societal challenge that demands immediate and sustained action. Now is the time to act. Kindly share your thoughts on this matter in the comment section below. I'll be very interested to know what you think. Thank you for watching. See you on the next video. God bless you.